Okay, good morning everyone. So welcome to my channel. So ngayon ay ating pag-uusapan ang DepEd hiring guidelines in pointing system criteria for the Teacher 1 ranking process. So this is according to DepEd Order No. 7 series of 2015. So this is the hiring guidelines for the Teacher 1 position for the school year, for this coming school year. So this shall be the basis for the hiring policies for kindergarten, elementary, and junior high school levels, while the DepEd Order No. 3 series of 2016 is for the senior high school teaching positions. Okay, for the evaluation and selection procedures and criteria, so the applicants shall be evaluated using the following criteria, using the 7 criteria. So first, we have the education, so that is equivalent for 20 points. For the teaching experience, that is 15 points. For the LET or the PBIT rating, that is 15 points. For the specialized training and skills, that is 10 points. And for the interview, we have 10 points. Demonstration teaching is 15 points. And the communication skills is, or the EPT, that is equivalent for 15 points. So all in all, the total is 100 points. Now, let's talk about education. The GEWA, or the General Weighted Average of Applicants' Academic Achievements, education shall be rated in terms of applicants' academic achievement. Thus, all subjects with corresponding units must be included in the computation. So, the education has the equivalent of 20 points. So, dito, i-rate nila kung ano ang GEWA or your General Weighted Average ng applicants' academic achievements. So, for example, you have the GEWA of 1.9 sa iyong TOR or the transcript of record na iyong ipinasa sa division office. So, that GEWA, that's 1.9 has a corresponding equivalent points sa DepEd. So now, paano ito i-rate? Rating of education shall be based on the following equivalents, with 1.0 as the highest and 3.0 as the lowest. Supposedly, you have a general weighted average of 1.9. So, equivalent points for that is 12.60. So, if you have 1.8 general weighted average, equivalent points is 13.20. For 1.7, the equivalent points is 13.80. For the 1.6, equivalent points is 14.40. And 1.5 general weighted average, that's equivalent for 15 points. And for 1.4, 15.60. For 1.3, equivalent points is 16.20. 1.2 is 16.80, 1.1 is 17.40, and for the highest general weighted average, which is 1.0, the equivalent points is 18 points. Okay, so how about if you have the general weighted average of 2.0, so the equivalent points is 12, and for the lowest general weighted average, which is 2.9 to 3.0 general weighted average, your equivalent points is 6.60 out of 20 points. So, paano naman kung ikaw ay kumuha ng education unit or TCC or Teacher Curriculum Certificate? So, paano ito i-rate ng DepEd? Applicants with non-education degrees shall be rated using their GEWAs in their baccalaureate degrees and the 18 professional units in education. So, for example, ikaw ay graduate ng degree ng Information Technology or IT. Tapos, kumuha ka ng 18 professional units in education. So, ang i-rate ng DepEd ay ang iyong GEWA sa iyong baccalaureate degree, which is yung degree mo sa IT or Information Technology, at ang 18 professional units sa education. Kung ikaw ay graduate naman sa colleges or universities na iba ang inyong grading system, for example, hindi 1.0 ang highest na GEWA or General Weighted Average at 3.0 ang lowest na GEWA or General Weighted Average, a corresponding transmutation table shall be constructed by the DepEd. Kung ikaw naman ay may master's degree na MA o Masters of Arts at MS o Masters of Science, you will be given 1 point by DepEd. At kung ikaw ay may master's degree at doctorate degree sa PhD or Doctor of Philosophy, you will be given additional 2 points sa ranking system sa DepEd. So, all in all, there are 20 points sa education, 18 points na makukuha mo sa iyong GEWA or General Weighted Average during your baccalaureate degree, at 2 points naman kung ikaw ay kumuha ng master's degree at doctorate degree. Another criteria sa ranking system ay ang teaching experience, which is 15 points. For every month of service, 0.15 points shall be given. So for example, ikaw ay nagtatrabaho sa private school ng 8 months. So yun ay may katumbas na 1.20. Kung ikaw naman ay nagtatrabaho or nag-volunteer sa school ng 10 months, so you will be given 1.50 points ng DepEd. The full 0.15 point per month of teaching experience shall be given to the applicants who have come from the schools and institutions that are government accredited or recognized. So certificates of employment shall be used to determine validity of teaching experience. Kung ikaw ay nagtatrabaho sa private schools, dapat ay magbigay ka ng Certificate of Employment with indication kung ilang months or years ka nagtatrabaho doon. Same naman sa situation kung ikaw ay nagvo-volunteer sa isang public schools. Teaching experience of kindergarten volunteer teachers or KVT and LGU-funded teachers shall merit additional points on top of the scores they obtain from the above point systems as follows. So less than 2 years experience, additional 1 point. 2 to less than 5 years experience, additional 2 points. And 5 or more years experience, there are additional 3 points. Aside doon sa kanilang 0.15 point per month, no, kung aabot sila ng 1 year experience, 2 years experience, or 5 or more years experience, merong silang additional points, no? Dahil sila ay volunteer teachers at LGU-funded teachers. Kung ikaw naman ay may 11 years of teaching experience, supposedly ikaw ay may 16.5 points. Still, that is equivalent for 15 points only. No? Kahit pa may 12 years of experience ka na, 13, 14, or 15 years, basta lalagpas na doon sa point system na 15 points, no? That is still equivalent for 15 points. Another criteria ng ranking system ay ang LET or PBET rating. So, ito yung rating mo during your licensure examination for teachers. Kung ikaw ay may average score na 75 to 77, that's equivalent for 11 points. No? Kung ikaw naman ay may 78 to 80 average score mo sa LET, ang equivalent points nito sa DepEd ranking system ay 12 points. Kung 81 to 83 average ang nakuha mo, ikaw ay may 13 points, no? Kung ikaw naman ay may 84 to 86 average, ang score equivalent mo ay 14. At kung 87 naman yung average mo and above or pataas, ikaw ay may 15 points sa DepEd. Another criteria sa ranking system ay ang specialized training and skills, which is 10 points. Specialized training for skills development in fields related to work, duties, and functions of Teacher 1 position to be filled shall be given a maximum of 10 points. So, yung specialized training mo should be related sa iyong work and duties. For example, ikaw ay isang TLA teacher. So, pwede kang kumuha ng NC2 in cookery or kahit anong NC2 na related sa iyong kurso. In the assignment of points, the following should be met. So, the presentation of a certificate of at least 10 days training. So, that is equivalent for 5 points or nothing. So, yung specialized training mo should at least have 10 days of training. So, that is automatic 5 points, no? Kung 10 days or more yung training mo. So, the next one is the demonstration of skills. That is equivalent for 5 points or nothing. So, after presenting your certificate, so there are other division office na i-demonstrate mo pa yung skills na na-acquire mo. So, equivalent points for that is 5 points. So, depende na yon kung na-demonstrate mo siya ng maayos. So, that's how to rate for the specialized training. Presentation of your certificate should have at least 10 days, that is equivalent for 5 points. At kung na-demonstrate mo siya ng maayos, the demonstration of the skills, that is equivalent for another 5 points. Another criteria for ranking system ay ang interview. So, that is equivalent for 10 points. So, applicant shall be rated based on the competencies and standard. So, interview questions should be aligned with the teaching ability, classroom management, and the school fit. So, for the teaching ability, you are going to demonstrate on how an appropriate knowledge of content and pedagogy. And for the classroom management, also you need to demonstrate your ability to deal effectively with negative student behavior. And for the school fit, you need to demonstrate the skills and need for the development that can be a good fit with the school. So that's the 3 criteria or the competencies and standards for the interview. Your teaching ability, the classroom management, and also the school fit. So, paano nire-rate nila yung score mo sa interview? So, yung number of points mo sa 3 competencies, yung score mo sa teaching ability, score mo sa classroom management, at score mo sa school fit, i-add lahat yon at i-divide by 15, at yung quotient shall be multiplied by 10% and then multiplied again by 100. So, for example, yung nakuha mo is 9 sa lahat ng competencies. So, you divide yun by 15 and then multiplied by 0.10 and then multiplied again by 100. So, the answer for that is 6. So, yung score mo out of 10 sa interview is 6. So, 6 out of 10. So, that will be your score for your interview. Another criteria for ranking system ay ang demonstration teaching. So, that is equivalent for 15 points. So, for the demonstration teaching, dito i-rate nila yung components katulad ng your knowledge of subject matter, communication skills, poise and confidence during your demonstration, method of presentation, your voice, effective use of materials, activity-based or student-compared presentation. Paano i-rate ang demonstration teaching? So, the number of points attained for each of the 15 listed components shall be added and then divided by 60. So, the quotient shall be multiplied by 15% or 0.15. So the product shall be multiplied again by 100. So for example, yung points na nakuha mo sa 15 components ay 45. So that 45 points is divided by 60 and then multiplied by 0.15 and then multiplied again by 100. So, the answer is 11.25. So, yun yung score na nakuha mo sa interview. It's 11.25 out of 15 points. Another criteria for ranking system ay ang communication skills o ang EPT or English Proficiency Test, which is 15 points. An English Proficiency Test or APT shall be administered to applicants by the National Education Testing and Research Center. The respective division testing coordinators shall coordinate with NETRC regarding the conduct and schedule of the exam in their division, which should be within February to March. Paano i-rate ang EPT or English Proficiency Test? So supposedly, you have a percentage score of 98%. So ang dapat lang natin gawin ay i-multiply lang natin ang 0.98 to 15. So 0.98 multiplied by 15, the answer is 14.7. So that is your score for the APT or for the communication skills. So 14.7 out of 15 points. Kung ikaw ay umabot sa 70 points cut-off score, ibig sabihin, isa ka sa registered qualified applicants. Ibig sabihin nun, isa ka sa mga mapagbibigyan ng item for Teacher 1 possession. So, natapos na ang ating talakayan. Yun na lamang po at salamat sa pakikinig.